All right, make sure the volume's up. Alrighty. Hello. Wait for my good. Hey, Jada.
Hey, what's poppin'?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's good to see you.
That's good.
Good
It's
to
good to
see you.
see you. That's tough. Your lights is tough.
What's up?
Your lights that you got in your
Oh, thank you.
room.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, let's get into it. Tell us about who you are and what you do.
All right. Well, my name is Jada. I am a artist, and I do everything from fashion to collages and painting and digital artwork. I also sculpt as well, and I have a art account called Just Your Works and a company called Just Your Works as well.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome. Yes, indeed. I had the pleasure of meeting Jada through a whim, through a Lyft ride. So, yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
that
awesome
was tough.
stuff. I'm glad that I met her um, at a pivotal time in my life. I had just lost my dad, and it was pretty awesome to get a new art friend. So I consider that a blessing. So thank you.
Definitely. Same. I feel the exact same.
Yeah, for sure. So what do you have? Do you have a special drink tonight?
No, I don't. I just have my frappe, my caramel frappe. That's all I
Okay.
got sipping on today.
Nothing's wrong with that at all. I got some tea. I've been really
Yeah.
chilling on the liquor, to be honest. Like I just been so tired. Like, and I
I
don't
feel
know if
that.
it's just because I'm 30. Like every time I drink, like I feel like out of breath or whatever. So I'm like, never mind. Like I'm just not gonna drink. I'll just
No, for
drink some
real.
tea.
Not for real.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So gotta take care of yourself. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about the power of words tonight. And this is something I definitely struggle with. Like I know for sure, like your words are so just so powerful. But it's just like I just be talking reckless sometimes. I don't know if you get into that mode, but we're gonna get into it tonight. So do you think words can affect your mental health and why?
Words can definitely affect your mental health, certainly, because of how they process through your mind and who they're from and how it's said and things like that. Um, Especially if your mental isn't stable and you know that things in your life will cause it to go off balance, things like that. So having other people say things to hurt you on purpose or by accident could just throw it off even more. And also can affect it in a great way as well. You know, it can make you go back on track by how having inspiring words and things like that. So I definitely believe words can affect your mental health. How about you? How
Yeah.
do you feel about that?
I definitely think they can. I work in customer service, um, like a lot of us.
Hmm.
I'm dealing with people's issues all day long, and I'm honestly like I was just talking to my husband about this today. Like I don't know if that makes me weak or whatever, but I cannot deal with people's emotions all day. Like I feel like if I, of course, I got to interact with people, but I feel like it would be a lot better for me to have these things timed out
Hmm.
because the energy, like you said, the way it processes through your mind, I feel like I just pick all of that up. My attitude sucks. Like just after an hour of being wherever or talking or speaking to people at my job or wherever I'm at. So it's just really I think it's able to do that if you allow it. Especially like you said, if you're not in a good mental space,
Mm.
you just receive whatever somebody else is giving you.
No,
Yeah,
definitely.
for
Definitely.
sure.
Especially if you develop a routine. at your job where it just becomes like heavy on you. Even just simple like someone asks you to do something just makes you like, bruh. It just puts you worse and worse and worse. Like I'm like I can never have a break. Like I can never have
Right.
a break.
Yeah. And then you just that to me it sends me into a spiral like you said like oh I could never have a break and then that goes into everything else like
Exactly.
everything else is crumbling. You're not even at that place anymore, but it's still in your state of mind. So it's definitely hard to switch up sometimes,
Right.
for sure.
Yeah.
So there's a saying that the way we speak to our children become their
Mhm.
inner voice. And do you think that your parents' voice is your inner voice?
I have no idea. That's a really good question because coming from my parents,
Mm-hmm.
it's like I would say yes. Okay. To answer the question, yes. I think my parents' inner voice is mine because of how they brought me up, and of course of how we're around somebody all the time, whatever, and of course their morals and things like that. They just grow with you. But then of course when you get older, they change and things like that. So, but for me personally, it's still the same. Like what they taught me, I still go by. You know what I'm saying? Some things have adapted and some things have been thrown out the window. But most of
Mm-hmm.
the things of how my parents are, and people who know my parents, I
Right.
definitely, yeah, for me, for sure.
Yeah.
Has yours? Do you think your parents is your inner voice?
For
Has it?
sure. Like I try to fight it as hard as I can because
Why?
the spirits in my house or the dynamic of what was going on in my house was just very polar opposites a lot of times. My mom, devoted Christian, you know what I'm saying? Nothing against
Yeah.
any Christians, nothing like that. But very strict by the book. My dad, gambling player type, like just laid back, wanna have fun, listen to music all the time. Like so when my
Yeah.
mom comes home, the music goes off. Like no secular music, none of that. So just it's a constant battle for me to be like, dang, like I'm acting like Teresa or I'm acting like my father. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely their voice plays a lot
Yeah.
the different things that I do even now, like, dang, should I do that? Is mom gonna like that or is that by the book? Like it's just it's real it's just real.
Right.
Like I break away
It
from
has you
it
walking on
daily.
eggshells for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Like, how is this person gonna perceive that? How is just so definitely it definitely plays a big part in my daily life. So why do you think we end up just speaking like our parents? Like we don't change that. Like we just keep just whatever.
Adding to it. Um,
Right.
I don't even honestly don't even know. I don't think there is honestly a way you could even detach yourself completely from your parents.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like there's really no
Yeah.
way, like even if the worst things can happen, the happy like even if people just never even like you can't if you haven't, I don't know. It's just when they
Yeah.
I can't really put it into words. I really can't put it into words because it's just like how they raised you, how they grew up, how they were raised. It's just passed down on and on and on. And then just what you experience from your own parents is just like, how could you ever get rid of that? Like, what
Mm-hmm.
can draw? Where's the line drawn for that to
Yeah.
not happen? I guess is my question or how I'm trying to go by. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like it's a loaded question as well because it could go on and on. Like you can't. I feel like some things, and even in studies for mental health, like they say some things are written in your DNA now. So does that
Yeah,
mean you just doomed to just talk like your parents, walk
that's
like your
true.
parents, do like your parents? You know what
It
I'm
was
saying?
already written for you. No, that's
Yeah,
some real shit. Like for real, thinking about it that way, you already had your programming set for you, and there's something you could do about it. See, that's what I'm saying. I there's no
yeah,
way you could get away from that. There's no way. It's always something. It always has to be something.
For sure. Definitely. So, do you think that words can physically alter your brain?
Hmm. Words can physically alter your brain. How physically are we discussing? Like we're talking about like your actual like if over time your brain can grow from shit like that or shrink. You like that physically, or like do you mean like you just processing and things like that? Because it could go either way. Because either
Yeah. Hey, hey. I'm saying both, to be honest. Like I was definitely thinking about physically like shrinking or growing. But yes, it's just how you're physically processing it. It's different levels to it. So how?
hmm. I mean, I can't answer the question of how because I don't know how that shit
Or
happens. But I
okay, let
do
me yeah.
believe, no,
Right,
right.
right,
I do
right.
believe that it depends. I guess it's just those certain people. When it comes to just words in general, some people who naturally just have a lot of knowledge and things in their brain, they have naturally or just so happen to have a bigger brain or things like that. Or over time when brains shrink because of the oxygen decreasing or something that's causing it, but also the lack maybe. But I
Yeah.
feel like that's a farther stretch because of having more thing knowing knowing more than the average person or just a bunch of wisdom and knowledge crammed into your head. Of course you should have a bigger sized head, but that's not going into like anything crazy because it just seems like it goes hand in hand, but it also could be a far stretch of an answer for real, for real. But honestly, I don't really think so. Is my answer. I don't think like words could fully like affect your brain physically. Like it might, you might think so. Like what I'm
Mhm.
saying. Like if you
Yeah.
know so much, and I'm saying, and it feels like whatever, it could hurt you. It could affect
Right.
you physically. Like your brain hurt all the time, migraines, or you end up having something go off in your brain. Like something happens. Like so, looking on the outside, no, but on the inside, yeah. And
Yeah.
that's how I split up the answer.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely like that answer. And I agree too. Like I feel like if you give it power, definitely like those
Mm.
words can help you either grow or like we were saying, like shrink. Because there are definitely studies that have found like stress can physically alter your brain. Like you said, like shrinking, it can do that over
Yeah.
time. Like the parts in your brain that control emotions, like those places will shrink because you're constantly, it's like a switch. You're activating that shit over and over and over and over. So you're like, it's like depleting like every time. So in all actuality, like I had a question when I posted this, like, what if you were charged for everything that you said?
Oh man,
I would be in
I
debt.
would be in debt. I would
Debt.
be in debt if I was charged for every man. There's no number. I can't even. I wouldn't even be able to pronounce it. I wouldn't. I would not. It wouldn't even exist. It's a number that is non-existent.
Yeah.
And that's just sad. That is so sad. That is so
It
sad.
is. It is. And I don't know if you've ever struggled with this as well, like as an artist. Like I just started looking at myself as art, something that can be molded and changed and
Yes.
things of that nature. But before, it's like, okay, well, this wall has more potential than me. Like I never thought of it like that, but I'm like, yeah, I could definitely turn this wall, this manhole, into something. It has
Right.
potential. But me,
No.
nah, I can't change. I can't do any of that shit. Like, I believe in everybody else, pump everybody else up. Like Rob, Jada, Steph, whoever. Yeah, y'all can do it. Not me though. Not me.
That is crazy. Cause why? But why do we feed ourselves that information? Cause the more we say it to ourselves, the more it's gonna come true.
Exactly. That's
So it's
real.
just like, why do we do that? And the question today, cause that's still gonna be an ongoing thing, but especially for me, cause
Yeah. Yeah.
here I am sitting on money. Here
Come
I
on,
am
bro.
sitting on money, and we are stuck in a box.
Yeah.
That just we know we can just Go out. We could do whatever. It's not even a box. It's like we're thinking it's a box, and it's not.
Yeah.
And you just don't know why you're not leaving
Right.
that box. You just don't know why. It's tempting
Yeah.
you from being who you need to be. Sitting
Exactly.
on money. That's crazy. It's just
You're
blasphemous.
right. And we have this conversation personally all the time. Like how we just like you said, sitting on money. Like it's definitely I know I'll be sitting at my job thinking like, okay, dang, I could be doing whatever else, like
The
making thousands of
easiest.
dollars. Something that came to my head, like, but I'm still just like, nah, I can't do this. I can't do this. Like I have a friend named Steph. He'll tell me, well, you can just leave this shit right now. You already,
Nah, you can't.
but you can't. Like I can't do it. I just
But you
can't.
want to so bad.
Yeah, yeah. And it's definitely like you said, just definitely feel like okay, my life, like I could be just living. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Especially,
Yeah, man.
especially with TikTok. Now let me get on that real quick. Only because we're on the topic. TikTok has made you like how I don't know why, but I feel like when there was like Vine or whatever, or like
Mhm.
that the idea of TikTok was in that era as well. So I don't know why it like skipped over to where now children of ages 6 and 12 can make $2,000 just like a
Yeah,
struggling young adult. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't understand. I don't understand.
it's wild.
But it's also very overwhelming, which is
Yeah,
like kind of cause some people to stop wanting to make content or start to, which I
yeah,
am in that category. But
yeah,
it's just crazy how you can really boost your business off of TikTok by just posting a video,
mhm,
knowing the right hashtags, and bam, there you
yeah,
go. That's crazy. That's real crazy. But we still are in that box. Why? That's
yeah,
the question of the day. Why?
yeah. Wow, man. So, do you think that language used when discussing mental health deters people from beginning or bringing it up at all?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Because why would it not?
Yeah,
Like, when someone's talking to you about something serious, and this is a personal story. I'm not gonna put no names to it, but
hmm,
when you telling somebody something serious and um they don't know how to help you. You know what I'm
right.
saying? You don't expect them to. At least I
Yeah.
don't expect them to, but you know what I'm saying? Ooh, I'm losing my thought. I'm losing my thought as I speak. I'm
Oh, you
losing my
good?
thought as I speak. Hold on, my bad.
You good?
Dang, what was I forgot the question. What was the
It's all
question?
good. I was saying, do you think the language when we talk about mental health, do you think that stops us from even
Okay.
talking about it?
Right. So like I was saying, I was that person. So I was talking to somebody and I was trying to help. I was trying to just vent to them about how I was feeling. I
Yeah.
don't expect them to be like, it's going to be okay or you're going to get through whatever.
Hmm.
But they did not do and they didn't show any emotion. They were just blank in the face, like, you know, not knowing how to comfort. And that's
Yeah.
fine because not
Yeah.
everybody knows how to do that. But I
Hmm.
definitely was just like, and that wasn't even offering any words. That was just basically just body language. And it shut me down. Never came
Yeah.
back up ever again. I just
Right.
laughed through it. I just laughed past it. And that's
Yeah.
fine. That's cool too. I don't blame them or whatever. But things like that just like completely cut people off from talking about it ever again. And
Yeah.
that's a really important thing, but you can't hold the world, you know, like, oh, it's your fault
Mhm.
because y'all don't show everybody how to deal with people who have mental issues. Da, 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 da. Some people really just don't know how to because that's a very hard thing to know how to do automatically. Comfort
Mhm.
somebody who has a mental issue that you don't even know about.
Right.
Like it's
Yeah.
how they don't sit there reading all these things and all
Yeah.
these disorders every day. They don't. They do
Right.
not.
Right.
Especially with depression, because it's a really big one. And I'm not saying everybody has, but I feel a big majority of the people in the world have a small bit of it somewhere in their body, somewhere in their mind.
Hmm.
So, or they have depression. So it's
Right.
just like you would think everybody should know how to comfort someone with depression. No, because some people really do, And I'm not saying like, oh, whatever, but some people really just be living their life and don't even
Yeah.
see people who have, they just like, oh, my life's so good. Yeah, why you sad, bro? Just get up. Like, they're just
Yeah.
so, and that's fine. They'll be woken eventually. Like, don't ruin
Right.
their happiness. Don't bring them into your depression.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, especially with words. Someone can be like, yo, bro, you can be spilling your heart out to somebody about what's
Mm-hmm.
going on in your mental and how you're messed up and all these things. You gotta take pills, da 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 da. And it's like, bro, just don't do it. Or
Right.
what else you gonna do? Or dang,
Yeah.
bro, or whatever.
Right.
Like they don't give you information or whatever. Especially there are some people who know how to comfort you with your
Mm-hmm.
depression because they feel for it, but they're so deep into their depression they don't.
Come on.
I
Come
have
on.
met someone like that,
Mm-hmm.
and that is crazy. It's crazy to experience because you think, oh yeah, we have the same thing. Nah, he doesn't
Yeah.
even. He's lower than me, so that makes you be like, am I really depressed? Because
Right.
I just like you are on another. But there's
Yeah.
levels to it, so that was me learning. And eventually I understood, different types of people who have depression. But honestly, words definitely do affect talking about mental health. It really, really does.
For
It really
sure.
does. It's
I
sensitive.
concur. Yeah, it's a very sensitive topic. Like, but like you said, like we're not going to get anywhere if we don't talk about these things. Like people are not just sitting around and reading about this shit or whatever, the people might just now be sitting around thinking about like, okay, dang, I am sad as fuck. Like, let me figure this out. Whatever, all this pandemic stuff, like people are really taking the time to sit down, or they have to now, and look
Mm-hmm.
at what's going on in their homes and inside. So yeah, it's definitely bringing up more of these conversations, which is good. But like you said, it's a very touchy topic. So you gotta like skate around it. Once again, you gotta skate around it. I've had experiences where I've had to just laugh through something where I've shared something with someone. I'm like, dang, did I share too much? Like this is
Yeah.
me. Like,
Did you
dang,
really
like
hear me?
right. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
that's for real. No, that's some true stuff though, because when you talking to somebody and you trying to tell them and hoping they do understand your point of view, you know what I'm saying, and you expect them to understand it, but you don't. It's really, really complicated because you be trying
Mm-hmm.
to, you know what I'm saying. And that's just for like a bunch of stuff. Like you really just want to have the best communication from anybody you're talking to somebody about that. You know what I'm saying? Something, especially a sensitive topic like that. But you know what I'm saying. It's okay. It's okay if that's not how it works, or if it's
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to get through it, or it's just a little okay, I can't talk to you about it, or I have to dial back or something like that.
Right.
Whatever you have to do, you know what I'm saying, to get
Yeah.
through the process of talking about it, I guess. But you were talking about something about how you laugh through it. I was going to say something about how comedy has made it also very difficult. All my lights just went out. That is so
All good.
embarrassing.
All
Wait,
good.
1 second. Where'd it go?
Comedy has definitely helped for sure. Comedy.
Oh my god. Are you still
Good.
on there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, dang, this one completely fell off. I'm sorry, technical difficulties.
No worries. No worries.
This one
Yes,
is
indeed. But
too.
comedy really does. It's really helped. Like, and I feel like not just. I mean, white people do it, like, of course, like, I'm not trying to make this a race thing at all, but, like, white people say some crazy stuff on stage and then just everybody laughs, like, okay, it's whatever. And then, like, I've seen a lot of, because I watch black sitcoms all the time, of course,
Hmm.
but I see a lot of, like, older sitcoms, like, they'll laugh at the mental health thing. Like, it'll be brought up in the most lighthearted way like possible, like Good Burger, for instance, like
Hmm.
the whole scene in the psych ward, they dancing and shit, like, like
That's some no for real,
you
but that's some people who don't know about that part, they see that someone's dancing a cycle word. Oh yeah, that's funny. If you knew the information about a cycle word, that's so fucked. Oh, I get
Yeah,
that's
no,
so
no,
messed
it's
up.
true. It's true. It's true. It's
That's
like,
so messed
yeah,
up.
that's crazy.
The
And then,
restrictions they have off alone, letting alone dancing. That's wild. That's
yeah.
wild.
Yeah, and then it's like it's a common thread though. Like Martin, like they joked about it in there, them being
Yeah.
caught in the psych ward and stuff. Steve Harvey, they joked about it in there, being caught in the psych ward. Fresh Prince, like so many different things. These niggas dealing with this shit. Like, you know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like people are
No, it's
dealing with
true.
this, and we just been trying to laugh through it for so long. Like just laugh.
It's the
How many times
easiest
we gotta
emotion.
resort to that? Yeah.
It's the easiest emotion. The easiest thing to do.
Yeah, the nervous laugh. The nervous laugh, of course. Man.
Dang.
So,
Mm.
do you think that words shape your thoughts, or do thoughts shape your words?
Ooh, okay. Wait. Do words shape your thoughts? Do thoughts shape your words? Okay, I definitely think it's both sided. This is a both sided question. It was a tricky question, but if you really know, you know, because it's a both sided question. So I say that because he's saying, can words train your thoughts?
Mm-hmm. Can they shape your thoughts,
Oh, shape.
or
Okay.
can
Yeah.
they train
So
your thoughts? That's a
hear
good
me out.
word. Good
Hear me out.
that.
Hear me
Use
out.
that.
So words can shape not even just your thoughts, but people's thoughts. Because
Mm-hmm.
words can affect, how you feel or a situation or whatever, or you getting money or you losing money, whatever. So words
Mm-hmm.
can affect how you feel off bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Now, your thoughts also can affect your words,
Mm-hmm.
because obviously what you thinking and how you saying it in your mind and it comes out, is it the same thing? Is it coming off the same? Is it not? Is it what you wanted to say? Has it
Yeah.
come? It can definitely affect your words. Like, and
Yeah.
sometimes when you're thinking something, it might even come out that way. Like in a
Mm-hmm.
split second, for some reason, you say something else.
Yeah.
Was that your initial thought? Is that what you wanted to say? So now you're like kind of backtracking. That's why people, when you drink or whatever, you
Yeah.
say any and everything when you're thinking not to say it, but you end up saying it. So it's like
Right.
your thoughts can affect your words. Like
For sure.
you thinking
Yeah.
about something so much of not to say it, and you end up saying it. Your words, your thoughts are
Mm-hmm.
affecting your words. So
Yeah.
yeah, but how do you feel about that?
I definitely think it's both sided, like you said, like it could go either way. Just definitely in all relationships, but specifically with my significant other, like that's
Mm-hmm.
definitely I've had to grow through that a lot, and I'm still doing that now. Like when I get upset, like I will say whatever and however. Like I don't care how it's coming out at all. I don't care. Like I'm mad, and I want you to know. So
Yeah.
I've definitely had to slow my roll and be like, dang, like what am I about to say? Like, is that really necessary? Like, and most of all, like, how am I about to say this? Like you said, like, is it even worth all that? No, probably not.
Right. That's
So
us thinking too fast though sometimes. Cause it's not even just about.
mhm,
It's about first of all, let's think about it this way. So when you hear somebody say something to you, depending on no matter what the information is, and your
mhm,
first initial thought comes to your mind. That's your first initial thought. Now, of course, you have to now think about 10 seconds later how they said it, what they
right,
really said, how you're feeling when they said that, how you were feeling
mhm,
before they said that. Now you're thinking of all these things of how you're going to respond.
right,
But sometimes you just say instantly what your first thought was.
mhm,
That's just us acting on impulse, being defensive or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
We don't always think about how we really are going to say something before it is said out of our mouths. But
yeah,
it's a learning thing. Like it takes two. You're learning as you grow. You never stop learning. It's
yeah,
always something to learn when it comes to being a human being. No matter if it's
right,
in a relationship, business, whatever. being an
Yeah,
actual human, you have to learn. You're growing continuously till the day you die.
for sure. You're
For
right.
real.
Right. Right. That's
Or
really important that
deteriorating.
you said that. Like, because we'll just get stuck
Yeah.
and like, this is how I am. This is how I talk. This is the way I speak.
And then you get fed up. Because then
Yeah.
that's when you take those things you used to be comfortable with and then turn it into, oh, can't even deal with it anymore. So
Yeah.
you're stuck in the cycle that you're now just like, I don't
Hmm.
want it anymore. I'm stuck. I don't know. But that's always not, it's not always permanent though. And people forget that. It's
Hmm.
not always permanent. You're not always stuck. Sometimes it just happens. Sometimes
Yeah.
it just happens.
Hmm. And like you said, like we're all human. Like sometimes you do just react. But when
Hmm.
it happens, like you can acknowledge that and just keep moving. Like I used to be very, very hard on myself and be like, dang, like I said this at the wrong time, like, and just
Yeah.
apologize for it over and over and over, or just do act a certain way because I said something and I need to make it better. But you already
Yeah.
said it.
That's probably the hardest thing, though. That's
Mm-hmm.
probably the hardest thing. Because how could you not? You just want to solve the situation. You just want to fix the problem. You just want to move past it with good terms.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so how could you not resort to those things or those type of habits? It's hard to break it. It really, really
Yeah.
is. Because then you seem like you're a mean person. Or then you seem like, oh, now I'm a bitch. Like,
Right.
so it's just like,
I don't
what?
care. Right.
Right. And it's not even that. It's nothing like that. Someone almost tried to tell me that, like, oh, why are you so mean now? Or whatever. Like, that's some high school shit. Like, what do you mean, why am I so mean now? I don't put up with bullshit anymore, or how I used to. Or my simple
Mm-hmm.
side is I'm not wanting to help you like I used to. Like, oh, now you're switching up. Da da da. I'm getting off topic, but it's still the
No,
same. It still goes in the same
yeah.
thing. Like,
It's real. Like it's those the boundaries, and when you decide to talk different,
right.
people definitely try to keep you there, like how you were before or whatever. But it's not conducive to how I was. I'm trying to grow,
Exactly.
so of
And that's
course I'm gonna
something you
talk
have
to
to
you.
learn too. No, you're
Yeah,
saying. Yeah.
definitely, definitely.
Same.
So, do you? How can you change the words you say to yourself daily? How do you personally think that you can change those words?
Sticky notes.
Yes,
I
yes, yes,
haven't
yes.
started my sticky notes journey yet, but I'm definitely gonna buy a bunch of crazy cute sticky notes and start writing
Hmm.
on them and posting them everywhere because that's a really good question. And I feel like the best way for me is to see it. I have to physically see the words so I can
Yeah.
have my conscious automatically read it. Because when you see something with words on, you try and read it, or
Hmm.
you just, whatever, your
Yeah.
mind automatically notices that are words. So I feel like
Yeah.
seeing those things that you say about yourself, the good stuff, what you're going to do, who you are, how you feel about yourself. You should see that. I think you should write it down on a sticky note and post it somewhere where you used to walk every day, like where your morning routine is.
Yeah. I like that
I think
for
that's the
sure.
best way. But people
Yeah.
also, they write in journals every day, but they don't read them, or they wait for a certain period of time to read over it again. People make vows
Mhm.
to themselves and renew them whenever or whatever months away from it was when it first
Yeah.
started. So it's a bunch of different ways. But to me, I feel like sticky notes is the best way,
Yeah.
just naturally. Or now in the phone era, you have freaking apps to tell you you are amazing. Keep pushing
Yeah.
through. Da 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 da. Every single day. You set it on a timer. You can use that as well. But I feel like
Oh,
if you write them, they're more personal. They're
yeah.
more personal to you and what you need to fix and what you feel like, whatever. Especially when you're struggling with stuff.
Yeah. I agree. I like the visual things as well. Like I gotta see it. I gotta see um in words or pictures. Like I like the journal. Like I'll get up and I'll just write in my journal big, like in the middle, I am, and just do a bunch of little scribbles and stuff. Like, and that helps me, like, just remember, like, all right,
Yeah.
other stuff might come during the day, but this is still who you are. And like you said, like the sticky notes, like, I used to have huge sticky notes. I had big giant ones. So you should, yeah, have big
See?
ones
This
and
is
be in
why.
colors. Yeah. So I think we'll get back on the sticky notes as well. Like they definitely help, and like erase boards, like just anything. Like you said, like
Yeah.
any way you can see
I
your.
really this is a weird thing, but I really like my handwriting when I'm not rushing. Like you have scribble like scratch when you're rushing or
Mhm.
whatever, but your real handwriting when you take your time. I love my handwriting. So when you write on like Expo boards and things like that, it also makes me like want to write things out. Like it's a thing like, oh, I like my handwriting, so I'm gonna write it out. But also that's how I feel, so it makes me want to do that. Explain my
Mhm.
emotions through a sticky note. So
Yeah,
I think that's funny. I think that's real funny.
I think there's definitely a correlation when you write things down. Um, in your own language, your own handwriting and stuff. Like not even type, like physically write it, like you're saying. Like I think there's a connection in your brain. Like, all right, this is real now. Like it makes it more real. Different artists have said this along the way before, like Erica Badu, plenty of people. Like you write it down, that shit is real. And I feel like that's true. Like it's something that picks up in your brain. Like, all right, dang, that really is something now. Like,
No, for real.
you know.
Mm,
So definitely.
dang.
So do you think how okay, can words help you shape a positive view of yourself?
Yes, but how long will it take for you to believe it?
Hmm. Damn. That's
How long will it take for you to believe it? Because words can shape you in a positive way. Of course, you're
hmm
saying to yourself, you are amazing, you're going to get this money. You're saying that to yourself every single day. You even write down the plans of your steps.
hmm hmm
But how long did you make it to your goal eventually? Is there an actual end? Do you
mm.
believe that you're actually like you have to how long will it take for you to keep saying those things back to yourself for you to actually show that you are what you're telling yourself?
Right.
So
Right.
that's my only question because yes, my answer is yes.
Mm.
If you actually set a goal or believe that you are whatever that you're wanting to put into your universe, you know what I'm saying? Put into the universe, does it have an actual beginning and end to it? Because if you just telling yourself something just to hear it over and over again, you're not believing it, then what's the point of yourself? What's the point of telling it to yourself? I don't. You want to be stuck in a cycle, then that's a personal thing. Then I don't want that. It's not something
Yeah.
that really is helping you positively, because now you're just stuck in a
hmm
cocoon again.
Yeah.
Now, what does that lead to? Because now you're thinking you're helping yourself positively, but now you're
hmm
getting really, really, really sad that it's going circle, 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 circle.
Exactly.
Now
Yeah.
you're sad. It's not positive
Mhm.
no more.
Right.
So, like, you can't, like, you have to have a beginning and an end when it comes to that question. You have to.
Yeah. See, ooh, that's so good. I'm so glad you brought up that word believe, believe, believe.
Yes,
Because
believe.
that's it. That's definitely it. And that's I was talking to one of my mentors about that this week. Like that's always been my main issue. Get back to it. Don't believe. Why? Because most of the time it's you don't have that relationship with yourself. Like you have never taken the time to really build that rapport with you. Like I was listening to another one of my mentors talk. She's a pastor. They were just talking about the process to or the pathway to progress.
Hmm.
Just allowing yourself to be on that, and we don't even realize like we got relationships with everything, but we just forget about ourselves. How you talking to yourself? Like, would you talk to a girl or a boy you trying to date like this? Like, no, you
But you
wouldn't.
might end up doing it anyway off of just
Right.
automatic. That DNA. It's in your DNA.
That's it.
No,
That's it.
before that's some real stuff.
Yeah, man. So they can definitely shape how you view yourself in a positive way. But like you say, you gotta. So what causes that belief? Like, what would you say would trigger that belief,
Hmm.
or is it different for every person?
I don't even know. Like what specifically what belief specifically are we talking about that could change a person?
Like, but what would make you believe in yourself in a positive light? what would make you view yourself different? For some people,
Hmm.
it might be an event, maybe, or but for me, it's the action of doing. Like if I write something down, like I can write all day, I can make plans all day. I'm good at that. I'm a genius. Yeah.
Yeah.
But when it comes to doing stuff, I'm like, nah, I can't. I can't do it. So I feel like when I do things, it actually, yeah, I can do that. I could do something else. It makes me want to do more. So me, the actual, I gotta do stuff too. I gotta do it. So what is that for you?
Um, that's crazy. I don't even think it's some honest stuff. I don't think I
Hmm.
even have one. I don't have that thing that will make me like. I really gotta think about this question because it's like it's a current fight in my head, like constantly.
Same here.
So I feel like honestly, first of all, I don't have something that I don't have that that voice in my head that says you can do it or wait,
Hmm.
let me take that back because I do feel that sometimes. I'm like, wait, I guess it's just on and off. I really can't tell you. I really cannot tell you why my urge to do what I love on a constant basis as I should
Hmm.
is wavered back and forth. Like I should always want to do and believe that I can do anything the next man can do. I can do what like Picasso can do.
Right.
Like I can do that. I can
Yeah.
tell myself in the face that I can do that. But I don't
Yeah.
know why but I don't know why that shield is stopping me from actually doing it. I can't tell you what it is. I don't know if it's a mental thing. I really don't know because it's like
Mhm.
I all the scenarios go in my head. Like if I succeed, if I don't succeed, if I make it halfway, if I don't make it halfway, if I,
Yeah.
50-50, it
Yeah.
all plays in my head. I can see it going either way. But
Hmm.
why don't I put that foot forward to actually like see if I'm Doctor Strange up in this bitch? Because like he knows. I don't know why I don't step forward. But it's
Yeah.
the thing that I'm learning, and I'm going to really try. I guess that is trying. That's the word trying,
Hmm.
and looking at my artwork and things like that, what I fell in love with in the first place and things like that pushes
Yeah.
me. Like I have to make this money for myself, for the
Yeah.
living style and the babies, and all for everything in my life right now. So
Yeah.
it's just
It's definitely a constant battle. Like for me as well. I like how you put it, like a shield. Like that's what it feels like. Because it
yeah,
sometimes to me it feels like I'm just watching myself not do anything. Like
exactly.
I know for a fact, like, yeah, I could do it, but like you said, what I think about a million things why this can go wrong as well. So self-sabotage is so real, and imposter syndrome, like I
Yes.
didn't know what that was, and I was like, dang, this is exactly what I do every chance or every opportunity I get for the longest time. It's just now getting to the point where I'm like, dang, okay, well, they want me to do that, or they want me to teach this, or you think I can do that? Like, really?
Right.
Yeah, this is for you. Like, this is what you asked for. This is your life. This is what you want. So it's definitely something you have to keep building yourself up. Like, why do you deserve this, or why don't you? Why you think you don't? So,
That's a really good question because that I guess this also fears people from even trying to figure out these answers to themselves because they really
mhm.
want to even hear the real answer. Are you
Yeah.
prepared to hear the real answer? Are you prepared to hear yourself say like, "Oh, I really don't want to succeed in life. I really don't want money. I do want to just sit around all day and be on my phone. I really want money to just come sit in my and fall in my lap. I don't want to work a day
Yeah.
in my life.
Yeah.
I actually do not want to strive to be anything in my life." Are you prepared to hear yourself say that to yourself? Like,
Right.
then you're sitting there like, damn, I'm a loser. Like, like for
Yeah.
real. No, really. Like, do
Yeah.
you really? Some people are not. I'm so loud. I feel so loud right now.
Oh, you
Some
good?
people are not um ready to hear themselves be called a loser.
Yeah. Yeah. It's real.
And you didn't
It's
even
real.
lose anything. You just didn't want to even try to win. You were just a loser.
Got that?
You just
Yeah.
existing. Like, and that's what, especially me, I do not, that is one thing I can always say. I never want to hear myself say, I don't want to be anything. I don't want to strive for anything in life. I don't have a goal. I never want to not have a goal.
Mm-hmm.
Because what else? I mean, you can live for just the experiences. That's great because you only live one time. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? You have to do all that you can do in this life because this is all you have.
Right.
I believe that 100% because that's what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go where the places that I want to go, things like that. But also, it's just like I want to have a name for myself. I want to leave this earth knowing that I created something and it's still
Yeah.
prospering to this day, or this idea inspired somebody else, or da 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 da. I want to be remembered. I guess that's the oh. But it's not even like that because I don't want to be remembered by everybody. Like I don't wish to be famous. I
Right.
don't like, oh, I want to be famous and all of them, the news and TMZ and that. No, I do not
Right.
want that. I do not want Kim Kardashian's life. No, thank you. You can take it back. I don't even want the most non heard of actor in the world because they're still famous. He still go to, oh, can I get a picture, man? Oh my, you're from that one show. No, I don't want that. I don't. The money, yeah, I take the
Right.
money. I take the
On
money
the same page.
and be a regular person like someone you just seen on the street. Oh, they ain't nobody. That's what you think. Cool. I'm sitting here with
Exactly.
billions in my pocket.
Yeah.
Deep. So it's just, but that's just how I feel, when it comes to wanting to have a goal and striving for something, how it makes you feel. I want to feel that like, dang, I did this. Me.
Mm-hmm.
No one else. I had my team. They part of me. So I did this.
Yeah.
No, oh, I had so and so did this. Oh, I helped you get up. I did it because
Right.
I had a goal in the first place.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
know.
So I definitely, you're right. Like it's always keeping that goal in mind. So like you said, back with the sticky notes, like reminding yourself, like this is why I'm doing it. This is why I get up. And definitely, yeah, you gotta trust you. Learning to trust you. Trust is an art. Is a part of the journey. It sure is. It's definitely trust. Like you gotta build that relationship with yourself. That's why you talk to yourself like trash, because you don't trust yourself. Like you said,
Right.
telling yourself all these things, you ain't do it. So it's definitely you're definitely not gonna believe in yourself because you're not acting. So it's a cycle. It's definitely a work in progress for everyone. But
Mhm.
definitely once you realize that you're on this journey, that's a good place to be because some people just still going, just an autopilot, like and thinking their life sucks and they don't have no control. So it's a blessing to be at that state. Definitely.
Man, I just
Yeah.
really wish that people could see it faster.
Mm.
See that you
Mhm.
don't even have to. It's not even about because some people can say you don't even have to have a goal to to go through life with feeling you are whatever, whatever. Like you didn't
Mhm.
have to create something for you to feel empowered, which is so true. You do not
It
have to
is.
create something to feel empowered,
Mhm.
but definitely creating something and feeling empowered are two different types of thing. Like I
Yeah.
created this, and now look at my empire. You didn't
Right.
create anything, but you built an empire off of someone else, or because if that's
Mhm.
still a goal you have for yourself of not building your own product or whatever, but building off of other people. Okay, some people might think that's a scam or not even thinking being original, but people really do have goals like that. So that's
They
still
do.
having a goal. So
Yeah.
not having one, I don't know.
Right. And I think as well too, like honestly, you always moving off a goal or
Mhm.
somebody else's. So you need to figure out which which one that is. Like if you're doing like you said, if you helping somebody, it's always great. But I'm just at the point like if my stuff doesn't align, my goals, my vision and things don't align with what you doing and what your plans are and all that stuff, I just don't feel like that needs to happen or we need to be
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
And it's
just
like how much can you, how much of that being too friendly to that person can you take of
mhm,
them, of you carrying them or keeping them with you through that entire thing? Like
mhm,
when you want to go and do what you want to do, whatever. Like, well,
mhm,
why are you still not on? Why am I not? Why is this? Why is this determination not feeding into you? Like, why do you
mhm.
still not want to strive for whatever you want to strive for? So
Right.
then you start, well, I don't know, or they start to bring you down. It's just so hard of a situation to go
Yeah,
through.
definitely. Gotta keep them eyes open, keep evaluating. Man, this has been great. And man, we only got 10 minutes. Like this has been wild.
That's
Like,
tough.
yeah, man.
No, this is like, this is
I
some real
really
stuff though.
yeah, man. I really enjoyed my time. So I'm gonna ask you a few more questions and then we gotta name each other's pieces and we're gonna be out.
All right,
So what is one word that you would use to describe yourself?
one word. Of course, you chose one of the hardest questions because, like, you know how many words in the world, and I have to choose one to describe myself?
Yeah. Okay, how about three? How about three?
Three. Only if I had the knowledge to know how many words were created in the world, just to have three. But no, I'll take three. I'll take three.
Okay.
Um. Okay, this is a very, very basic one, but loving.
Okay. It's not basic.
I'm very, very. No, I'm saying basic because who doesn't say they're loving?
Okay, okay.
Like who doesn't say they're loving when you? Oh, what's your characteristic? Loving. No, but loving. Very, very loving. Um, Curious. I think that's
Okay.
a big one because that can go for me. That goes both ways.
Hmm.
Being too curious. Um, and I guess no, no, that's not the right word. I was to say it. What's that word? Dang, I'm not gonna describe it. I'm gonna say the words. Let me just give me a minute so I can
Oh,
think of the name.
you good.
What is that junk called? I know the definition. Dang. Underestimated.
Hmm. That's a good one.
That's my last question.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Hmm. Okay. I think if I was to choose three, I would say, dang, that's two right there. Okay, whatever. I would say, um, I'm gonna say four. Okay, 'cause exceptionally odd. That's what I think. Um, creative
Mhm.
and passionate. That's what I would use for myself. Myself.
Can I? I want to change one because I am very creative. That's like
Okay.
that defines that kind of defines who Jada Carlisle is. So I'll take the middle one out and put creative in there because that's we got that. We
Yeah,
got that.
sure. For sure. Yes, creative, definitely. So what about one word to describe life? Life period. Your life, just life.
Damn.
And I know that's hard to sum up. You like the last couple minutes you want to ask me this? Yes.
No, my joke was damn. That was the word.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Mm,
that's it. That's you right. That's it. Right there. Damn. That's it. That's a good
but
one.
the word for real to describe life is fair.
Is what?
Fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I
That
like
and
that.
exceptional. But
Mm.
fair, like it's an overall, like including my past and all that. So I say fair, because then you have to also think about how much you've learned about the world and shit. So like
Mm.
I'm not even just thinking about myself. I'm thinking about the actual entire world. So I say that's fair because there's a lot of shit going on that is so messed up in the world. So and it's a
Yeah.
lot. So fair is what I say about life right now for
Okay.
everybody.
Mm. All right. I got two words for it. I think an experience and love. Like just love period. Like because what you're saying, like just with my life period, I feel like whether it was good or bad or whatever, I thought it was the worst thing ever, this, that, and the other, like it's always been love. It's always been a form of protection. God's been holding me down in some way. So whatever I've gone
Mm.
through, it's love. So I think that's what it is. Life when you really allow yourself to experience it, that's what it is, love.
Man, I am. That's for a whole nother no a whole nother topic day. But being a hopeless romantic and being so in love with love,
Hmm.
that is the best feeling
Yeah,
ever. It's the best feeling ever.
definitely.
It's a very, very strong um, emotion that
Yeah.
a lot of people take. Um, so a lot of people take it for granted. A lot of people really don't understand it. A lot of
Mm.
people think they do. A lot of people who really know what love is and things like, and they feel that like they know how serious it is.
Yeah.
Like the seriousness that comes with it is the like you now know what it is now. Like you will definitely open your eyes.
Yeah. So hold on one second. Please stop. Okay. So I got one more word. So why do you think you should be mindful of the words they say?
I really think you should be mindful of the words that they as in the people
Like
say.
just mindful of the words you say. Like why do you think we should just take account of what we're saying and how we're saying it?
Because you don't want to hurt nobody.
Hmm.
You really don't want to hurt nobody. Even because mainly that question is always asked when something either your opinion or the
Mhm.
situation of what you think happened or what you're hearing and how you personally feel gets in the way of that. So you don't want to hurt somebody just speaking how you're saying to yourself. Like you want to put yourself in their shoes and things like that. And sometimes that'd be hard for you to do
Mhm.
that. But over time, someone's going to tell you, bro, put yourself in my shoes
Yeah.
and freaking like hear me out, like listen to me, you know.
Yeah.
So I definitely say you just don't want people don't want to get hurt and stuff like that. So you should definitely like cherish what you say, mean what you say what you mean. That is I. There's a song that's y'all look at that song because that song is mean what you say and say what you mean. That is something that you really should live by. You just
Definitely.
really should live by it.
Yeah.
And if you trying to work on it, continue to work on it because it will come around and you will now learn and have the knowledge that everybody else has. Well, meaning what you say and see what you mean. That's just that.
I
That's
think yeah, like that's the whole point of this conversation. Like, definitely, like think about what you're saying, understand why you feel that way, and don't just try not to just act, you know, so quick and think about how this is really affecting people and what how this is affecting you. It's all about the relationship. How you
right.
talking to yourself? How you talking to others? Why? So definitely, it's a constant struggle. It's a constant battle. But I thank you for this, Jada.
Of
What? Let me,
course.
let me, see, let me see your piece real quick.
Man, I didn't finish because my joint was janky. I was on my digital thing, you know what I'm saying?
Ooh, yes. Man, y'all check out Jada's page. She's a whiz with this digital art, man. She's been teaching me all the things she knows. She's amazing, y'all, bro. Like that shit.
Nah, check out hers too. Like we coming out with some stuff for real.
Come on,
I'm
bro.
definitely gonna
So
get on my grind, man.
hell yeah, dog. Like as always, these conversations with you, they definitely make me want to do more and just
Definitely.
keep grinding. So I appreciate you in the realest way. I think I'm gonna name your piece Peanut. I don't know why.
That's
Peanut.
tough because now I'm gonna add a freaking or I'm gonna add a Gladstone to it now. Cause
Come
tough.
on,
That's
Peanut.
tough. I'm gonna name yours Northern Lights because that joint is
Mm,
look at it. That joint is
mm.
shining.
Thank you.
Oh yeah,
I like that.
definitely.
So yeah, send me a
Definitely
picture
helps.
of Peanut. And of course we gonna link. Thank you everybody for joining us.
Of course.
We got work to do. Love you, Jada. See y'all later.
Bye.